Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode of Ave's Tour of Eorzea. Today we're going to take a look around Ul'dah, and I'm going to show you some places of interest as well as the location of the Aethernet shards. A little bit about Ul'dah before we get started. Ul'dah is located in the deserts of southern Aldenard and consists of two areas: the Steppes of NALD, which we're in at the moment, and the Steppes of THAL that we'll get to as part of this tour. Ul'dah is home to the Pugilists Guild, the Thaumaturges Guild, and the Gladiators Guild, and is also where the starting quests for Red Mage and Samurai can be found. It's also home to the Goldsmith Guild, the Weavers Guild, and the Alchemist Guild, and also the Miners Guild. So to start our tour today, we are going to take a left into the building here. This is the Quicksand, which is the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. And when you enter on the left, you've got the Leave Meat counter. And if you come around here, you can see the Independent Arms member and the Smith. I would highly recommend talking to the Smith if you're a new player, because he gives you access to something called the Hall of the Novice. So the Hall of the Novice is a series of tutorials, and they give you some very useful hints as to how to play the class that you've picked, and I would highly recommend having a chat with him as soon as you're able to. We've also got the Innkeep, and then over here you've got Mamodi. If you start your journey in Ul'dah, Mamodi will be the person who gives you most of your starting quests. Now you'll notice that this room is a circle. The map of Ul'dah itself is in a circular shape, which can make it a little bit confusing to navigate, so hopefully this guide helps. Now exiting the Quicksand and going down the stairs to the right, you can find the Aethernet shard for the Adventurers Guild. If you continue in this direction, you'll be able to access the Steppes of THAL right by the markets, but we're not going to go that way. We're going to turn around instead. Now directly opposite the Adventurers Guild is the Gate of NALD. Going through here will give you access to Central Thanalan. That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do sprint. So here we have the Ruby Road Exchange. Now the Ruby Road Exchange is the central hub for any events that are going on in-game for Ul'dah. And if an event starts in Ul'dah, you'll be able to access the vendor for the event here. So at the moment we've got the Rising. So as you can see, the area's been suitably decorated. If you head up the steps into the Ruby Road Exchange properly, and then go past the Dancing Cat Girls, you can see the Link Shell Distributor and the Delivery Moogle. So if you buy anything from the Mog Station, or your friends send you anything, you can access them here. And then going here, we can see the Lift Attendant. Speaking to the lift attendant here will give you the option of either going to the airship landing or going to the Husting strip. We'll get to the Husting strip as part of this tour, but we're not going to use him at the moment. We're going to go back through the Ruby Road Exchange. Pop sprint. And then go to the left. If you're in the market for any novelty clothing, this person is definitely the person to speak to. They sell best men and bridesmaid attires, so it's good to know if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in. We also have the Well-Heeled Youth. Now talking to this NPC and following the quest chain will gain you access to the Manderville Gold Saucer. Now, I won't spoil what awaits you in the Manderville Gold Saucer, but I would highly recommend picking up this quest and following it through. Now down here we've got the main Aetheryte for Ul'dah. And then here we've got the Ul'dah Citizen. So speaking to the Ul'dah Citizen will allow you to pick up the quest chain for Samurai. However, you do need to have a Disciple of War or a Disciple of Magic at level 50, and you do need to have the Stormblood expansion to be able to pick up this quest. To the right we have got the Hall of Flames, and this is home to Ul'dah's Grand Company, the Immortal Flames. So you can join them at some point during main story quest, but you can also join the Grand Companies of Gridania or Limsa if you so choose. There is not a lot of difference between them. Directly opposite the Hall of Flames, you've got the Pugilists Guild. At level 30, Pugilist becomes Monk. If we continue along the strip and up the stairs here, to the right we've got the Gate of the Sultana, and this leads out into Western Thanalan. And then up the stairs here, up ahead you can see the Aethernet Shard, and to the right you can see the entrance of the Thaumaturges Guild. At level 30, Thaumaturge becomes Black Mage. So if I do a little loop around, Sprint is still on cooldown. So if I take a right here, it will lead me into the Steps of THAL, just by the Gladiators Guild. So here we are on the right, we've got the Gladiators Guild. At level 30, Gladiator becomes Paladin. Now if we continue up the ramp here and look to the right, we've got the Aethernet Shard for the Gladiators Guild. And then we want to go up the stairs and to the right. Up ahead we have a jeweller. So if you're looking for some low-level jewellery, you can talk to them. And then through here, we've got the Aethernet Shard and the entrance to the Goldsmith Guild. Then continuing on. Then up ahead, we have got the Aethernet Shard and the entrance to the Miners Guild. If you go down this corridor and then to the right, you've got the entrance to the Miners Guild, but if you go to the left instead, you can access the Goblet. The Goblet is the residential district of Ul'dah, but you do need to unlock the quest from an NPC in Western Thanalan before you can actually access it. Just going back slightly, we have got the Attendant for the Masked Carnivale. So this is a Blue Mage feature. Blue Mage is actually unlocked in Limsa, but you do need to have a Disciple of War or a Disciple of Magic at level 50, and you do need to complete A Realm Reborn before you can pick that up. But when you've got all that, you can talk to this guy and he'll give you kind of a series of challenges. You can get experience and the like, so it's useful to know that that's there. So we don't want to go back up that corridor towards the Goldsmith Guild. We want to go here into the sunlight. And we've got the Recompense Officer and the Calamity Salvager. So the Recompense Officer is there for item buyback. So if you get gifted something as part of an event, so a piece of gear, a weapon, and then you discard it, you can buy it again from the Recompense Officer. And similarly for the Calamity Salvager, if you get gifted a unique item as part of main story quest or as part of your job quest, you can, and then you discard it, you can buy it again from the Calamity Salvager for a small fee. So heading back into the Rabbit Warren, that is Ul'dah. We've got the Aethernet Shard and the entrance to the Weavers Guild. Pop sprint. Go down the Pearl Lane and then take the first right. And this will lead you into the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, which is the market district of Ul'dah. Got the Aethernet Shard for the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. It's quite interesting to note as well that this Aethernet Shard is actually fairly new in comparison to the other Aethernet Shards in Ul'dah. I have fond memories of sprinting from the Weavers Guild whenever I wanted to come here. But you've got market boards and summoning bells as expected in the markets. And if you go in through here, on the left you've got the Scrip Exchange and the Collectible Appraiser. So if you've got a Disciple of Hand or a Disciple of Land, you can use the Scrip Exchange to basically exchange items, gear, things that are unique to Disciples of the Hand and the Land. This particular market section is more dyes, ingredients. You've got the Independent Arms Mender. Now at the end of this section you've got a Distraught Lass. Speaking to her, we'll start off the Red Mage quest chain. Again, you need to have a Disciple of War or a Disciple of Magic at level 50, and also the Stormblood expansion to be able to access this quest. And then here we have got the Gate of THAL, and this leads into Central Thanalan. So coming back through this section of the Sapphire Avenue Exchange into the other section, this NPC here has a red plus quest. At level 35 you'll be able to talk to him, and talking to him unlocks an additional dungeon. So it's always exciting to have variety when you're doing your roulettes. This section has more armour, weapons, jewellery, etc. Again, summoning bell and a market board. And then here is the Retainer Vocate for Ul'dah. So if you want to talk to this person about retainers, you can do. Now, going straight ahead will bring us back round to the steps of NALD, just at the other side of the Adventurers Guild. But we're not going to go that way because there's more to see on the tour that we haven't seen already. So going up the stairs here and going left, and then going right, and up the stairs to the left. You'll see some stairs. So going up the stairs here leads us up to the Husting strip. Now technically it's a different section on the map, but it is a part of the steps of THAL. So coming up here and to the right, and then taking the first left, we can see the first Aethernet Shard up here. But we want to go to the right of that and then go up the stairs here. And then to the left, up some more stairs, popping sprint. Leads us into Scholar's Walk, where we've got the entrance and the Aethernet Shard to the Alchemist Guild. So that is it for our tour of Ul'dah. It's useful to note that Ul'dah is the third and final main city-state for A Realm Reborn. So the next video will be the the main city-state of the Heavensward expansion, but I do have to get there first, so I don't have a time frame for when that will be released. But I hope you found this current series of 3 useful. If you've got any feedback, please leave them in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy your journeys around Eorzea. Bye!